All right, guys, I told you about my first full day in Ethiopia, my second day since leaving America. Um, so the third day, I didn't really get much sleep, but um, they came by around 10:30 to pick me up, and we got something to eat. Um, it was me, the pastor, Simi, and Juju, and we got something to eat. And no, actually, no, that's not what happened. Um, the second full day, I'm sorry, I messed that all up. The second full day, I didn't have much to eat. The pastor picked me up, and we picked up the two girls, or two girls were already in the van. Rahel and Mezki. They both sing, and they're both anointed. They're good girls, and so we went to this pastor's house, and the pastor was wanting a deeper fellowship with Eddie. He even asked Eddie to be his pastor, but Eddie wasn't really sold on that. But just wanted to move by the movement of the Lord, and just say, we can have a partnership, but I don't know what that'll be. We'll let God decide. So anyway, they were just telling me about how, like, when a preacher goes to someone's house, how, like, they'll feed him or her, but then after the meal is done, they'll hand them the Bible and say, give us a word. So they want like maybe a 15-minute word. So Eddie was just joking with me, just saying, like, here you always have to really be ready to have a word, because that's pretty much the custom. They hand you the Bible and say, they want you to give a word. And another thing, like, they constantly will, be feeding you. And that's one thing I noticed, and that I soon found out. They are constantly saying, eat. And then, make you full. It's their custom. So anyway, we arrived to the house, and it's like a compound similar to the church, except it has more grassy area. And so we go in, and we greet them. The pastor and his wife's pregnant. She'll have her baby in like 3 to 4 weeks or whatever. And so we were talking, and the pastor was, they were talking about different stuff. They were talking about how Eddie had preached at this conference, and I guess it was like hundreds of people there, and the people were really excited and amazed with Eddie and his preaching. They said, God really moved, and they were saying not too many people preach like that in Ethiopia, the way he preached, and a lot of people asked about him. So Eddie was encouraged by that, and they were just talking about different stuff, like church stuff and regular stuff, and they started asking me how, the other pastor was asking me in Amharic, how is the church in America, and how my family and different stuff, and just different things. And one thing he said that was funny, I realized that, and what Eddie was saying, he was like, Ethiopians are real straightforward. We were talking about something, and we were talking about different groups of people, and he said in Amharic, he was like, how are red Indians in America? And so when the girl translated what he said, me and Eddie looked at each other and started laughing. We were like, nah, you can't say we don't refer to them as red Indians, because that's offensive. If you say, we call them Native Americans, or whatever their tribe is with Indian at the end of it. We don't call them red Indians. So he started laughing. He didn't know. But anyways, we were talking, and they fed us a lot, and they actually made coffee from scratch. Like, they had the beans there, and one of the girls, she crushed the beans up, and she's made everything from scratch. And so we watched them make it's a traditional coffee from scratch, and it was good. It was good. And so then after we drunk and ate coffee and everything, they wanted to pray. And so it was awesome, and we really prayed for probably a good 10 minutes. We really blessed that pastor. Well, before we prayed, Eddie, like I said, they handed him the Bible and they want a word. And so Eddie let me, just say a few things for encouragement. I just basically told the pastor and his wife I was praying for them, and I appreciate them for inviting me into their home. And I asked them to pray for me and my family, and that in my spirit, I felt peace with him, and he said amen, and like when the girl was translating what I was saying. So then Eddie gave his word, and then we prayed. And it was real powerful, and God just started speaking different things, and we started talking. I gave him a word that God gave me in the Bible, and then Eddie just started talking to him about just their partnership, and you're just saying that God has shown him that it's a lot deeper than he thought, just the need for it. And so it was good. We spent about 6 hours at that house, and then Eddie went to go talk to this prophetess or whatever. And so while he was talking with the prophetess, we're driving through Addis Ababa, and I was talking with the two girls in the car, and they were just basically just explaining like why Eddie's been such a blessing in their life. Basically that before he came, they didn't really want to be there. They didn't feel they had any purpose. They were just talking about how in Ethiopia, pretty much everyone is poor, and a lot of people feel like they're worthless, but that he actually helped them, define what their purpose is, and to, really challenge and test them, and, draw out different gifts and things that they want to do, and that, a lot of them are going to school and, just doing a lot of positive stuff. And so we were talking about different things, and they were just telling me how the hip-hop movement and other stuff, like American influences, starting to be really heavy on the kids and the teenagers, and how like the way that Americans date, they didn't used to do that, but it's starting to. But even some of the negative aspects of that are starting to come over there, and they were just talking about how like the music has a real big hold on the people, and like the secular rap and stuff is like demonic. And it was interesting just talking to them and hearing them, because Simi is Rahel's brother, and he was just saying when he was in the world, like, how he loved American music and loved Tupac, and, just seeing him imitate black Americans, he was just saying he used to do that because he felt like it made him look cool and get respect. And just to see the, just the way he was talking, I was like, wow, like this music and this culture is powerful, but we just need to use it for the right ways, because they hearing all the slang and stuff, and they want to be, in some aspects, like us, but a lot of us don't have our stuff together. We don't really realize how powerful we are, how much we're worth, and we can talk the slang and say all this stuff, but some of us ain't really doing that. So it just made me think about a lot of stuff. So, anyways, and also in driving through Addis Ababa, I really got to see firsthand how impoverished it is, the nation. And I'll talk about that more later. But there's a lot of good there too. But I saw how in spite of that, a lot of the people are genuinely nice and happy, but a lot of it's on the surface. If you really talk to them more, you see an in-depth picture. Like anybody, people are people, how it's constant pressure and struggle. Some of these people don't have any meals to eat, or, they're going home to, nothing, broken situations, etc. Like, the stuff we deal with in America, they face that, but it's on like super steroids. And so anyways, after Eddie came out talking to the lady, we go to the church and we have a prayer meeting and worship time, and it was awesome. I mean, it really reminded me of services in America, but some aspects of it was really on another level. It seemed like the people was on more one accord, like when they pray, and you could tell in the spirit that it felt more, and like they spent a lot of time in deep prayer, and they transitioned from singing songs to praying and doing short exhortations, but the main focus was on prayer. And then afterwards, they were singing like, more praise and worship, like uplifting songs with like, heavy rhythms, doing a lot of dancing, similar to how like we do, but except they was in a circle. So like if you ever been in a smaller church, when people huddle around the altar and start dancing, like not shouting, but just like, doing the little two-step or, raising the feet up a little bit, and like, just doing a lot of movement. And they were doing that, a lot of movement and twirling. And it was cool. I mean, it was really fun, and just the way that they were just expressing was real pure and sincere. And so after that, I came home, to my hotel, and I pretty much slept a good sleep. And that concludes my second full day in Ethiopia.